Hi. Sorry, I'm fixing this little selfie stick. I need to buy a new one instead of trying to fix it. Okay. I wonder if I'm public. Check my phone and see. So, how are you guys doing today? Okay, so it's public. I hope that everybody's doing good. I hope that you've been finding some things helpful on my motivational 30-day journey so far. Even though I haven't been very vocal on social media, in other words, I haven't really been posting too much outside of the 30 days of motivation and everything that I'm doing with, my projects, right? But even though I hadn't been, it doesn't mean that I haven't been posting at all. So I have been posting, and but usually what I do is I make those private because they're, just like for research and stuff. But today Spirit told me to make it public. So I made a lot of those public. So if you go look through my profile, you'll see. Let's see. If you just kind of like scroll down a little bit through the profile, you'll start to see some of the things that I posted. I wanted to share these things with you guys. I'm just scrolling through. They're kind of far down. But anyway, so I do a lot of research, right? I do a lot of meditating. And I want you guys to see, kind of like what's been going on. At first, I thought I'd just like keep it to myself, but something told me to get on here and do this video and share it all with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also, the other reason I'm on here is because I looked at my memories. And so for my memory from today, this day last year, I was just making sure that that my family knew that I was okay. And I want them to know that I'm still okay. I want them to know that things are well and that I don't, they don't have to worry. Let me mute this because I'm scrolling through, looking at my looking at my page. So guys, I'm just searching to make sure that I give you what's needed. The gems that I've posted, I want you to read them carefully. Like, don't speed through them. Don't scan through them. But read them with intention. With the intention of receiving exactly what your higher self is saying to you in that moment that your eyes fall upon it. That's what I want for you to do. I want you to go through all of those with intention. Okay? So don't I don't want you guys to think that it's just information that's neither here nor there. But this information is specifically for people who are on their journey of enlightenment, and also for people who are a little bit afraid or intimidated by their journeys, especially for those who are a little bit fearful of taking the next step. So, oh, and I be getting all y'all messages. I love all the messages that I receive. I love you guys dearly. I really do. So thank you for all the messages. I haven't been very responsive lately. I've been just kind of like living in my bubble for a reason, you know, like just making sure that I take care of things and making sure that I dive deep into this journey that I'm on, because this journey that I'm on is taking me completely out of my previous world and into a whole new world. And excuse me, I just drank a whole thing of coffee. I know that this world that I'm moving into is going to be something that'll help others, you know, by them being able to observe how I'm moving and what I'm doing and the steps I took along the way. Now, I'm not going to always share them as I am making these moves, but like maybe in hindsight I will. And I can't wait to share a project with you guys that I'm doing with my friends. But I think most importantly right now is I want my family to know that things are good and that I'm okay, and that I'm not concerned about them. I don't want them to think that whatever it is that they have going on is something that is enough to dampen their days. Don't allow it. Remember, Mom used to always say, hey, good morning, Montez. Remember, Mom used to always say, do not let anyone determine how your day is going to go. So not just a person. I don't want you to just think about people when it comes to that, but I also want you to know that that applies to things. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything. Do not allow it to determine how your day is going to go. I want you to put forth the extra effort in your mind to decide how your day is going to go. And you already know how to do that because we've been trained properly. We know from biblical training how to be the one to initiate that process with our own thoughts and minds. If you decide what you're going to place your mind upon, then don't change. Keep it there. My God, I look like Mom today. This is weird. Don't change. Keep it there. One of my posts says, oh wow, there's some more stuff I forgot to unlock. But one of my posts say, wow, y'all, this is not even me on this camera. This is Mom. I don't even look like me. Don't build it up and tear it down at the same time. So I'm just pausing for a moment so that you can really get the sense of that. Don't build it up and tear it down at the same time. Does that make sense? I just want to be me. I feel like I'm not me, I'm Mom. All right, so don't build it up and tear it down at the same time. You have to do what is going to take you where you want to go without deviating from it, no backsies. Don't change your mind. Stay strong in your faith. I don't care what that means. What you may see someone else doing or what you may see happening in somebody else's life is not real compared to what you are setting your mind upon. If you're going to stop and look at the other person, do not, and I repeat, do not allow it to knock you off of your course. The only thing you should be doing if you stop and look at the other person is offer some encouragement or a hand to lift them up or to build them up. Should it cause you to lower yourself or your accomplishments or your vibes or your frequency, then you do not do it. You do not do it. I have loved ones all the time reaching out for me. And if it takes me a few days to get back to them, they understand because they love me and they know that if I'm doing something that causes my frequency to kind of waver a little bit, that I have to make sure that I am steady before I can even get back to them. And that's what I appreciate about true friends. They understand that. So you guys make sure that you allow yourself that honor. Respect yourself enough. And here's the other thing, you guys. And I'm speaking to my family mostly here, but everybody also wants to listen. Okay, so don't compare yourself to anyone. Do not compare yourselves to anyone. Even your old self. You'll hear that a lot, especially when it comes to fitness, right? But I want you to know that what lies ahead is always better. And don't think otherwise. Don't think any less. Excuse me. So it's funny how when you channel, it clears the space. It's so weird. All right. So don't compare yourselves to anyone. Their situation is never going to be the exact same as your situation. You guys are you all have all the things that occurred in your lives. And unless they were there by your side every single step of the way, then that means that all your circumstances are different. And even if they were there every step of the way, your reactions are going to be different. Everybody's energy is different. It's all different. It's not the same. You all have an energetic imprint on the world. No one else can make the same imprint that you make. Oh man, here goes the yard work. 11:16. All right, so hopefully it's not too distracting. And when you see other people suffering, send them love, say a prayer for them. Don't judge them. That's one of the things about religion that cracks me up. Do not judge people when you see them suffering. Send them love, send them prayers, but please do not judge them. Do not judge them when you see them suffering. Do you want to be judged when you're suffering? Are you going to make excuses for why you suffer and why the other person suffers and is supposed to be different? Don't do that. That's not for you to say. And it's not even for you to know. It's not even your business. It's not even your business. But yeah, I'm just trying to help you guys to understand how my mind works and how it has always worked. And I've always been this way ever since birth. Just like my son, he's always been the way he is ever since birth. My oldest, he has these ways about him. And it's like, I can't even say that he got that from anywhere, because he was always that way. Doesn't like people looking at him. Doesn't really like being around people. He didn't even really like me or his father looking at him. And he didn't even really care for other people, like, in his face when he was a baby. So, but yeah. Everybody who knows me knows that this is nothing new for me. You guys know how I am and how some people call it stubborn. I was talking to my son the other day about things such as procrastination, laziness, stubborn, all those things that people, categories that people try to place others into, but realistically, when a person finds something that they're passionate about, or when they find their passion, none of those words apply. And whatever that is inside of you is something that you were born with. You were designed that way. You were created to desire the thing that you desire. And if anything else comes along that interferes with that desire or takes you off of the path of reaching that desire, then you may appear stubborn. You may appear lazy. You may appear to procrastinate. I don't even see July. I don't see July. I just see Kathy. This is so funny to me right now. Wow. I bet this means my brothers need to hear this. That is so weird. So, anyway, I think that's really all I have right now. Actually, nope. A whole lot more is coming in. Takes a split second. A split second. As soon as you're quiet, all kinds of things come flooding in. When you reach your frequency, correction, when you reach your default frequency, all the things that are designed for you are going to come flooding in. When you're on other frequencies, there's nothing but a bunch of noise and static, and you will never be able to hear the things that are designed for you. Get on your frequency and stay there. I just saw a vacuum cleaner. And so it's time to clean up anything that doesn't belong. Suck it up and out. That's what time it is. And for those who believe that, okay, now I have to be bold. I really don't like talking like this or about this, but I'm going to have to go ahead and go with my intuition here. I don't like it, but all right. Because of my limiting beliefs, not any other reason. Just still getting past my limiting beliefs, okay? So so many of us have been taught that Satan will tempt you, and that you shouldn't say things out loud because he can only hear what you say. He cannot hear your thoughts, even though a lot of people believe that he can, like, read in between the lines. People say that he can read in between the lines, but he cannot hear your thoughts. So, do what you must internally, if that's what you believe, right? If that's what you go with. Because whatever a person believes creates their reality. And I want to repeat that. And this is why my reality has always been different from, like, me and my brothers. You know, I'm the middle child, and so I think a lot of times people kind of chalk it up to, oh, she's just the middle child. Seeking attention. Nope. Yeah, so yeah. Whatever's coming from inside, internally, is between you and God, not anybody else. You'll know the difference if your wants and desires have been influenced by something, quote unquote, wicked. You'll know the difference. Doesn't take a rocket scientist for you to understand. You didn't need to bite the forbidden fruit to understand the difference between what is a moral thought and what is an immoral thought, what is a virtuous thought, or what is a thought that has no couth and no, again, morals, right? Whatever happens when you allow that time to listen to what God wants to drop into your brain. And you're not only going to receive it from just reading the Bible, you're going to receive it through a frequency that he's going to send directly to you. And that is yours. And you own it. And you have the rights to it. And it applies to you. Most of us, even here on social media, if we are thought leaders, anything that we post truly is really about ourselves first, even though we may be posting advice or admonishment or encouragement. It truly is meant for us first and foremost. And it usually stems from a heart that has really felt what it is that is contained in that post. And they felt it from experience. It's so important to keep some time, like on a daily basis, that will be strictly for you and no one else. Some time where you get to be alone with your higher source in your thoughts. You're going to find that you rest easier. You have longer periods of peace, serenity, and tranquility, and shorter periods of agitation, frustration, or even anger. So make that time for yourself on a regular basis. So important. It can extend your lifespan, and it will make you healthier in every way. Oh my gosh, the biggest thing coming through right now is don't be afraid. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid and unsure. Trust your heart and mind. And I know a lot of you don't believe in like chakras. Thank you, Elaine. I know a lot of you don't believe in chakras, but I'm going to tell you this. Your heart space has an umbilical cord. So you were born with 2 umbilical cords. You were born with the one that attached you to your earthly parent. And then you have an umbilical cord that attaches you to your heavenly parent. That umbilical cord goes to your heart. And I know the Bible says that you can't trust your heart and that it is treacherous, but I'm here to tell you that the reason you struggle with that principle is because you know when you feel something in your heart that is traveled from your higher source down to your heart through that umbilical cord, you know that that is not treachery. You know what treachery is, and it is not that. So yes, there are times where you may have been influenced by outside sources that are not pure, that are less than light. They are darkness. You know when you have been influenced by those. But you also know when what your heart is bringing you is stellar, heavenly, holy, pure, beauty. Beauty. You know it. You know it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of beauty. There's a reason why beauty is attractive. It's designed to magnetize. Allow that magnet. Don't fight what's natural. Everything that's organic, you can sense it. You can sense it when it's truly real, when it's actually true. It's a feeling, it's a frequency. It's not knowledge. It's a feeling. And I know you know how to feel. I love you guys.